Hi, guys. Welcome back to Walled Off.
Welcome back. This is episode 8, I believe. We'll
Oh
see.
my gosh, what?
I know. Look how much we're doing.
What?
I know.
Okay, welcome, guys. Today we're talking about nervous system regulation, a bunch of other random little things. But really that's like our base topic, and Nina and I dig into a little bit like how we kind of came across this piece of ourselves and needed to find a way to embody more regulation individually, and all of this in a way to like stabilize and create a life of abundance and health and happiness. So it's a great one.
Yeah, and we're in a big year. Like we've talked about this. This is a huge pivotal year. This is one of those years that like we're gonna look back on in 10 years and be like, it was
Yes,
2026 that
exactly. I feel that.
everything started happening. And I think in this like big time of transition, just a lot of like old shit keeps coming up. Like
Yeah.
anytime you hit like a level up, an old real rap voice is gonna come in. But we make room for the rap voice, and we listen to the rap voice, and we
Mhm.
embody the rap voice.
Mhm.
Um, so yeah, we get into nervous system regulation and what that means and how that is like the true key to unlocking the life of your dreams. And that's what we believe.
Yep.
And that's what we're doing in real time for you always.
Yep. Taking ownership of your shit is is basically the point. Um, and if you like have any thoughts, questions, or whatever, I feel like this is a good one. Like, I don't know, reach out. Let's chat about it. And
Definitely.
hope you enjoy the epi.
Yep. I hope you guys enjoy. Okay. Love you.
Okay. Love you.
Catch you on the next one.
Bye.
Bye.
Hi.
Hello.
Hi,
Hi,
Neen.
everybody. I see.
Good
I'm
morning.
good. Yeah. Good morning.
Not
Um,
really. It's not even morning for me, but it feels like it.
It still feels like it for me.
Mhm.
Um, I am coming at you from the showroom. We actually have some beautiful Louis Vega fabrics behind me.
I love your set design today.
Yeah, I know. This lighting is simply just the showroom lighting. Like this is insane. There's no way this is good for people.
It is really good. I have kind of dull lighting right now because it's cloudy out, but this is our first cloudy day in like so long, and it's matching my mood, so I'm here for it. Because it's like
Yeah,
when the
I do
sun,
love when that happens.
you guys don't get how good the weather's been out here. It's actually criminal. But like what happens is psychologically you are like, oh, like especially my house, like it gets very moody in the winter, and the sun comes in the morning, which is great if you're a morning person, and I'm
Hmm.
not. So a lot of times I miss that window. I've been doing better. Anyway, from like 11 to the rest of the day, it's not really like sunny and like it just feels dark and gloomy, but you can see
Yeah.
the sun right out there through all these windows, like shining in LA. And you're like, I have to go out and be in that. So I've been like working at coffee shops. I've been like doing stuff more to get out of the house, but it's like kind of a trap because like it doesn't make you feel like it's a normal day ever. It makes it feel like it's like the best day like ever, in a good way and in a bad way. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like there's it's like doesn't really go with the rhythms and the cycles and everything we've been talking about.
You know what just popped into my head
Hmm.
because I feel like we always open episodes talking about the weather because we're so in tuned.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
It
And
matters so much. I'm sorry, guys.
No, it does, and, like, the thing I was thinking is, like, you know how when people are like, "Oh, small talk," they ask you about the weather. I'm like, "Gateway drug." With
Oh,
the best
that's what I'm
conversations
saying. I'm
we've
saying it
ever
matters
had.
so much when I say, oh, it's so nice out. I'm not using that as small talk. I'm saying, yeah, this shit's like regulating my effing nervous system. And it's like really important to me. And when it's not about it always being sunny, I want the other things too.
Because then it gives you permission
Yes,
to,
to
like, do the
release.
retreating.
Yes, the
No,
retreating, the hiding. Oh, God, it's all good.
no, I've been a little I don't know if nervous is the right word, but, like, my schedule was so empty for the last like, post-holidays, so, like, all of January, all of February, like, I'm just like a hermit crab, And I really do, like, revel in that. I love
I
to be
know, I
in my
know.
own, like, little cocoon, and I've just recently had a moment where I was like, "No, the sun's coming back out, like, everyone's gonna wanna be making plans, all this stuff is going to be happening,"
Yeah,
and I got,
yeah,
like, a little, like, buzzy, like, a little nervous just based off the fact that, like, my schedule's gonna be super full, and I'm gonna be having a lot of fun, but I still have all these goals I wanna meet, and I'm like, "How the fuck am I gonna balance everything I wanna do?" Because we've already talked about, like, this year's the year.
I
Like,
know.
this is the year we look back on that we're like, and then 2026 hit and everything changed, right?
Fucked.
I
It's
know.
really true, like, I just had the same feeling of, like, I listened to this episode about, like, taking advantage of the year and all stuff, I'm like, "Well, it's March, am I behind?" Like, I need to stop that bullshit chatter, but yeah, I totally relate to that. I think that the weather, like, it really does do something really like, it's impactful, and everyone just wants
Mhm.
to be like, "Eh." If you're in tune, you're freaking in tune. I think that's good,
Yep.
though. I think that's good the way you're thinking about it, about getting ready for a
Yeah,
new season, because it is a new season, so you're
yeah,
gonna have
I
to
think
change and shift.
there's, like and, like, the buzzing I'm feeling, it's excitement and a little anxiety, which,
Yeah,
like, excitement and anxiety kind of show up to me in, like, the same sense,
physical form.
yeah, so I don't read too much into it unless, like, other symptoms start happening, like, usually I am excited and then anxiety just pop whatever.
Yeah,
So, yeah, I've just been feeling a lot of that look like moving forward and coming from, like, a more slow and, like, rested place to, like, the time is now, we're getting shit done, and it's, like, it's so easy to fall to even coming in it with, like, the best, clearest mindset of, like, falling into that and going, am I behind? Is something like not working out? Do I need to be doing more? Do I need to be doing less? Am I too anxious? Am I excited? Like there's like a lot of that going on
yep,
where I feel like it's like the universe is being like, hey, remember all those things that we talked about when it comes to like grounding yourself and centering yourself and like coming back into your body. Like that's the time to do that. And I'm like, well, I don't have time for that.
yeah.
Like that's
It's a vicious
like
cycle.
that's the trope.
Someone said to me at some point this week about, like, anxiety and, like, I think goes along with what we wanna talk about today, but, like, this concept that when we're a little revved up, whether it's anxiety, fear, like, all these things that pop in, and this is, like, probably but everyone's probably heard this or read this, but it is about, like, thinking too much about the past and ruminating
Yeah.
on that or thinking too much about the future. So, like, that I think has become, like, my new goal for this year is to stay as much in the day-to-day, hour by hour as I possibly can. The double-edged sword of that, I think you can get a lot from that, and I do think it's kind of been working for me, like, living a little bit more like that. The problem with it is, like, I'm already a really bad planner, so, like,
Mhm.
if I have fear of commitment to plans, I don't know why. Like, I keep trying to figure out the why, and sometimes we have this conversation, doesn't really matter, but I wanna change it about myself, but, like, I don't know. I don't know when I put things on the calendar or people ask me to do things, I'm like, "I don't know how I'm gonna feel. Maybe. Yeah, sure. I don't know." Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it's confusing because it's like living in the present is actually like I think really healthy and can quiet some of these things you're talking about. But sometimes we have to live for the future. And like these, do you know, and then like anxiety kind of stems from that of like when I have a lot of things booked out, I'm naturally getting anxiety because I'm thinking about them. But if I clear my calendar, I'm way less anxious. And I'm like living now, creating more in a present, like just free flowing state. Does that make sense?
It does. And again, we're the opposite. If I look at my calendar, it's completely empty, I'm like, "Whoa, whoa, something's wrong.
Really?
Something's
Oh, I
seriously
love to
wrong."
have nothing. I love to have nothing and then on that day decide what I want.
I have do
Lately,
nothing day planned.
no.
Like like I
No, I'm like, "Oh, wait, that day has too many things on it. What can I cancel?" So then I can it's like kind of selfish, but like maybe I'm just in a selfish era. My therapist told me yesterday I need to be really selfish right now.
Yeah.
So maybe
Yeah,
that's
yeah,
where
yeah.
this is coming from. But I think
Well,
historically I've always been like that.
I think that's no, I think that's good for you, and I don't know and when I say, like, a do nothing day, like, I usually plan, like, excursions with friends that could just be, like, a wine night to, like, a dinner,
Yeah,
but, like, that I'll plan out, like, usually a month in advance, but, like, my friends' calendars, they book up, so, like, I have to get on the calendar or else it's not gonna
I
happen, and if
know.
we don't plan something, like, people have kids, people have spouses, like, you gotta do that, so, like, that has to get planned, and then everything else kind of gets planned around that, but if I, like like you said, if I look at my calendar, I'm like, okay, I have this thing Sunday morning, I have this thing Saturday. Like I will plan when I say do nothing, like that's kind of just like my homely chores. Like, when am I going to do that?
Mhm.
Like I plan for that because if I let things pile up, that is when I get anxious. Like if I don't do like some kind of reset for the week. I don't know. I think
Probably
I
part of my problem.
plan.
I'm not saying it's a good system, I just am in that system.
I don't think
I
mine is
don't
great
know,
either.
I
I
don't
don't know because
know.
I plan to then be present in those moments. Like a part of
Right.
me does the planning, so then like
That's a good
I can just
balance.
so then I
That
can just like show up to those moments and be like, I know I can show up here presently because I got all my other shit done. If it's not done right now, it's going to get done tomorrow. So like this moment can be like totally for this.
that's
Does that
probably
make
objective
sense?
yeah, that's probably objectively the better way to do it.
What are things right now that you're kind of dealing with transitioning from like the one season to the next?
Okay, good question. Um, I would say January and February were like a little survival mode for me. So I went from like chaos bouncing around, like physically, metaphorically, just all these things to like March being like, okay, we're here. This is
Mhm,
what we're going to be doing. This is the routine. This is the quiet time. This is the selfish time. This is the planning mode. And so far, it's working. I feel very creative. I feel I feel pep in my step. Not, there's some other shit going on that's like, it's going to take me probably all month to sift through some of these things, but I feel like it's working for me. And it's come down to like the actual tangible aspects of this are like
mhm.
routine, ritual, people I'm talking to, things I'm saying yes to, things I'm saying no to, and like really starting from the minute I wake up to like the 5, 6, 7 o'clock wind down time because I'm someone that's like, my therapist said it to me yesterday, like I'm not quite trained on like how to not let my energy go. Like I'm a big like I'm very porous, I feel like, when I'm like absorbing
Yeah.
people's energy or
I like
giving mine
that.
away.
Yeah, I like
Like
that.
I'm just like this sensitive little sponge that's like all of me gets sucked out or I suck all of someone in and it's like a beautiful gift and it's a curse. So I think
Yeah.
like right now focusing on how to contain. March is about
Oh,
containment so that I can like build this strength and feel more in my power for the rest of the year. So I see March as like this divider of what was to like what's going to be. I'm really like proud of myself for getting through January and February the way I did and like still I had a lot of great moments and I feel like there was strength there, but like now it's like I said, like I cleared my calendar except for like one creative project that like has my attention. And then, yeah, I'm just like on my appointments game, getting my nervous system reset. Like I'm just doing the thing that I know will set me up to like be able to get back out and travel in April and May and like have a year that's more in flow opposed to just like it was panic there for a second. It was scattered panic.
yeah, I no, and I get that. I get that. You were definitely like in a huge transitional period, I would say,
Mhm.
but like
Mhm.
in like a reborn kind of way. Like if anyone's out there like
Yes.
going through anything that like kind of is requiring you to like level up yourself before new can come in, the old has to like dissipate and then you have to like grieve the old and then get rid of the old stuck energy and then you have to kind of sit in nothing for new things to come in.
Yes, I would say the sitting in nothing is what's coming up for me the last week. So when you clear the schedule, you're in ritual, you're in routine. The big thing I think to think about is there's a difference between the present version of that, like I was kind of saying earlier, and then the distracting version of it. So there was all these things I was like kind of already doing, but I was doing them to distract myself. And then once you're like really participating and you're blocking out the noise and you're not like doing the thing half ass,
Yeah.
like you're not like texting someone while you're doing the ritual. Like you're just doing the ritual. You start really being alone in your thoughts and in your presence, which is the goal, but like that transition is very scary. I think for a lot of people, it's like super uncomfortable. That's where the anxiety and the rumination can come in. Like this is a process. It's not just like signing up to like want to have this experience and then it being easy. It's definitely very hard, you know?
Well, the thing is, like, that's where the anxiety and the rumination is like, "This is my space to come up. Oh, she's
Mhm.
quieted it down. Oh, she
Yes.
can probably hear me now, so I'm gonna come in and tell her my thoughts." Um, I sent Caroline this TikTok today, and it was like this, like, business somatic guru type personality. And this personality was talking about the like, in real time nervous system regulation when it comes to, like, dealing with things that come up and how, of course, it's always you lean in, you don't lean away, and you, like, listen and you know, kind of, like, listen to yourself, hear your own thoughts, like, validate your thoughts and give that kind of, like, anxious space room to talk and breathe. In theory, I get it. In practice, fuck off, you know? Like
Mhm. That's a most of these things.
right?
I love a theory conversation in a theory course. I could sit there all day and be like, "Yes, yes, yes," and then
Yeah,
actually
correct.
practicing it is fucking hard.
Yeah, it is, but honestly, proud of you, first of all.
Thanks, thank you.
And I like what you're doing. You're diving into, like, your creative ventures. You're the most focused I've ever seen you when it comes to, like, yourself and then your brand, and then you know what I mean?
Mhm,
Like,
mhm.
you're grounded in, like, what the things that you wanna do, not that you're ever not, but just, like,
No,
solid
I've
business partner in all directions right now.
yeah.
Does that make sense? So
I've not been
you're
in a
firing on
lot.
all cylinders. You're firing on all cylinders.
I am. And that's where to be like I wanna dive more into this nervous system video girl and the concept, but like something I think is tricky for me is like once I get in these modes, I like kind of become a stimulant junkie. Like I was working till 1 a.m. last night. Like that is giving me this sense of like, yay, yay. Like I feel this feeling. But it doesn't go sometimes it doesn't pair well with the like trying to slow down in and let the system like truly calm and level out. Like
Mhm.
I like combat that. I don't know. I'm trying to find the balance on both those things. Like rev up, calm down. Rev up, calm down because like I like to be revved up. I like a little caffeine craziness. Like, when my creative flows in those spaces too, but
Yeah.
without the nervous system regulation that you're talking about, which can look like a bunch of different ways, I think it can be dangerous game to play. For me at least, my system.
Yeah, well, also the only way to find a balance in anything is to continuously push the line on either side.
Yes, that's right. That's
So,
right.
like, you're supposed like, that's just kind of it. Like, there
Mhm.
is no you can't hold 2 realities at once unless you've experienced both.
That's
And
true.
then
I
and
love to
then
live like that.
I do too. And also, I don't really think there's like a huge issue with that unless it's like directly affecting your health and in such a severe way that you can't function in your day to day life. And I also feel like different
Mhm.
personalities have like different, there's not one right way to do it, is like my
No.
point. Like different people
No.
have different limits, things like that. I love a night where I'm like working until 1 a.m. and like doing a creative project. And if I'm just firing, then like I'm going to ride that wave. I'm going to see where that flow goes.
Exactly.
But
Yeah.
then the next day looks that doesn't look like that. The next day is a little bit more of like a, okay, I call it admin and versus creative work. And like an admin day is like, that's the easiest day, right?
It is. It's the come down because
It's
it's
the come
like
down.
it's the come down. That's why today, like, I had that like interesting day last night. I was just like, I just had a firing day of my own, and then I probably didn't go to sleep till like 2. It was cloudy out, and I was like, today needs to just be admin. So when we were going to podcast, I was a little bit like, that doesn't fall under admin. But your girl can pivot and shift and do both. But do you know what I'm saying? Like there is a
Yeah.
difference, and sometimes even like to me the podcast is way more creative flow than it is. I love to be revved up during the pod, but I should try to ground some more before these because I think that
Well,
would be
you
helpful
never
too to see
know
both.
because sometimes when we like, and I feel like people can relate to this if you're, like, meeting up with a friend, but you're, like even if it's a friend you talk to all the time, like me and you, like, sometimes the best conversations or the best kind of revelations happen. I know this is a thing in therapy too, like, when you don't have a necessary plan or especially when you don't feel like doing it. Because when you don't feel like doing it, the facade doesn't show up. Does that make
Yes,
sense?
that's right.
Like
Oh, I
right?
believe that in every aspect, like the most unexpected, last minute things you're resistant on, all that stuff is usually where the magic happens.
Yeah.
There is something about like bumping into someone and being like, oh my God, I had the best conversation with them. I never expected to see them tonight, opposed to like everything's planned out, you're mentally prepared. Both have, all their own beautiful
Well,
things and
you have to
necessary.
yeah, and you have to leave room for the whimsy. Like, where is
Yes.
the whimsy of it all? Like, and that's kind of where I'm at right now is I got a little overwhelmed with, like, these plans that I was making for this, like, upcoming couple months, because like, March is busy, but April, May, oh my god, that's my busy season.
Yeah.
Like, I am and that's, like, my social busy season. Like,
Right.
and work is work. But, a couple things I've come down to is, 1, routine is king. Without my routine, I am nothing. Like
Let's back it up a little bit because I think this goes we're gonna keep just like putting nervous system out just for everyone like overarching. That was kind of me and Nina's theme for today. And to me, the nervous system, learning that about myself, what I've struggled with it with, changed my entire life. No one told me about nervous system pre 20 years old.
yeah.
I maybe read it, saw it, like yoga. I started being like nervous system, nervous system. Okay, yeah, sure. Your nervous system gets fucked up from something in life, like your whole life changes into a point where like now the only person, this is the one thing, the only person that can reset your nervous system, work on your nervous system, help your nervous system is you.
Yes.
Okay. I find that to dip into these things, ask for help, get support. I have so many practitioners, so many people that help me learn about this and understand it, but to show up, participate, like I just took a deep breath and my stomach relaxed. That's
Mhm.
all on me. All on
Yeah.
me. Every single thing about it. So I'm saying that because routine, I think, is a really, really beautiful way to start this process, journey, look at it, whatever you want to call it, and you are solid in that. And we've talked about it in another episode, but I want you to go through your routine in as much detail as you want because and I had I'm stopping on it because I had this conversation yesterday with my therapist. We're going over my nervous system, where I'm at, my journey with it, everything that's going on. It's a lot. It's very heavy for me right now. She was
Mhm.
like, you need routine. And I'm like, I hate routine because of everything I just said 10 minutes ago, where I like to just wake up. What does the sun look like today? Oh, it's 8:15. Oh, it's 10:15. I just go with this thing, and it's can be good to live like that for someone like me. And then there are times where I need to lock in and let March be March, anchor in these things. So give it to me. This is where I can like learn from you. Other people can learn from you because your body, like the rhythms and the routine and all these cycles we're talking about, responds really, really well to these markers. So, like, if you want to be someone that gets up at 7 and falls asleep at 11 every day, then what you do around those times is really important because then your brain and your body are like getting triggered by those things. And it's not going to happen after 3 days of doing it. But
No.
like an idea she gave me, like, she was like, the first thing I do when I wake up is I like go pee and I play Wordle while I pee. And it's just like, it can be anything. It's not like it has to be this crazy skincare thing, whatever. Okay. I want to hear about yours.
Okay, so here's the thing, is I'm the same with you where I did not know what nervous system regulation was
Mm-hmm.
probably up until, like, 2 years ago. Really, I had no idea, but I, like, intuitively understood it as stuck energy throughout the body,
Mm-hmm.
and that's, like, the best way I can put it. Areas of my life where I continuously, like, ruminated on the past, stuck energy, like, mindsets that I could never break out of, stuck energy. So, and then I started approaching it from an angle of, like all things, I wanna be really fucking successful.
Mm-hmm.
What do I have to do to make a shit ton of money, live a successful, fulfilling life? Not just like sell my soul, make a shit ton of money, like
Yeah.
create a life that is like this self sustaining, beautiful ecosystem where I'm making a lot of money and I have all these amazing relationships and I'm just surrounded by this endless abundance, connected to the universe, able to go on vacations, able to run a company, but also have like trusted people around. Like there's this like beautiful world in my head. I'm like, how the
Mm-hmm.
fuck do I get there? And why am I not there now? And through exploring that, this constant idea of nervous system regulation came up. And it was, and like I've said this before, because nervous system regulation came up, or energy regulation, or aligning your chakras, or like what, insert the word. It's pretty much all the same thing in my head. And I would read routine. And I would like, okay, bypass the emotional regulation, just start waking up at 6 a.m. and like doing the
Mhm.
thing and like writing the affirmations and like, but bypass like the embodiment of it. And the thing that I always kept missing that I was always so afraid to dive into was the body. Like, I feel like
Mhm.
I was so like neck up, like my head was very or like my mind was very active and I could understand the theories and understand the concepts and read all the books and know what you should do and give really good advice, but I wasn't living the life and I could not understand what the disconnection was.
Yeah.
And that was where I had so much tension with myself. And then I was getting into like spiritual stuff, but without getting into spiritual stuff, without being connected through your body and without being able to ground yourself, that's how you will get spiritual psychosis.
Yeah.
Okay.
And
Like
and
without,
nothing happens.
correct. You
Like,
are
you
a
can pray
hamster
all
in a
day and
wheel.
manifest all day, nothing will happen
Right.
unless your body is set up to, like, receive and flow and give. It all starts with the body.
Yeah. So the gateway drug for me was I want to be abundant.
Okay.
That was it. Um, Through that, this idea of embodiment came up just through research. Like if you're, it was just a reoccurring thing that kept coming up. And I was like, oh my God, I hear you.
Once you crack the window on this shit, you're done for. I'm sorry.
You're done for.
You can't look back, so just be careful what
I've
you wish
actually
for.
tried to look back, and that's
Yep.
when I was stagnant for like
Same.
2 years and like super depressed and crying
Yep.
to work every day. You know, work was like wasn't work's fault. It was just like I was upset I had to like be an adult. Like that was a whole era, and that was a flop for sure. For
It's a part of
sure.
your growth. That was a part of your growth edge, though.
It was necessary to have that perspective so I can
Yeah.
like actually come up to you like now and be like, that was not the way. Don't do
Yeah.
that. So yeah, so embodiment. So embodiment came to the conversation, which how I understood it is taking these theories and things that we know to do, like um in order to regulate your nervous system, in this case, like routine. Like we'll just stick with routine. Like
Yeah.
routine is king. Routine is going to be like the best thing that you can do to kind of keep your system in a natural, predictable flow.
Yes.
So I would understand this stuff in theory, but it wasn't until I embodied it that I realized how I don't know if you guys have ever like done any kind of like meditation or anything where they ask you to go in the body. You can like literally feel your chest is tight or
Yeah,
your
you
stomach
scan.
starts turning and you're like, or like your hands start sweating and like, you're like, oh, like I'm not, something's not right. And that's kind of how I would feel. And the direct response was always just to like, don't want to touch that, got to get out. But I cracked the window. The window's now cracked. The information is there. There's no way out that like other than through. So I'm like, I have to move through this kind of thing. And I came from an angle of like, I want to be abundant. And what I was led to was like, I need to create a system in my life to where I can create these predictable patterns for my body. And every time I do this predictable pattern and my body recognizes it, it can then regulate my system. So then I have the ability to do the things outside the box and to do the dreaming and to do the creating because my body will always have the opportunity to come back to this predictable system that I do daily.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Yes. So I think something to add in here is like the opposite of a regulated nervous system is some form of fight or flight or freeze. So like if
Mhm.
you are not
I'm a freeze.
centered, your freezer I'm all three, but I don't know. It
Scorpio.
depends. Yeah, I have a little bit of everything depending on what's happening, but like it's it's exactly what you're saying to figure out how to get there where you are like, this is calm, this is centered, this is my home, I am safe. Then you can fire off in these areas where you go off and you're like either taking a risk, something's happening that's triggering you, someone's energy is like a lot. Okay, that's just going to happen. That's life. You can't stay in full form regulation 24 hours a day, every day. So you go off and you get splintered. The goal is to come back to your safe home, be able to do that for yourself and then do it all over again. And then the
Mhm.
more, and so I think like what you're saying or what I'm hearing is like the routine and the ritual, like if you're in those situations and your body feels really safe doing them and you can keep doing them, and now it has evidence that like, okay, I might go out in the world and this is a lot, but I know where I'm going to go after. And like, that's going to help me. That's going to serve me in both ways. Like, does it,
Yes.
right? Like,
The whole point, and, like, when I say like, because routine could be that's up to whatever you guys want your routine to be. But,
exactly.
like, when I say that, it's creating these predictable patterns that serve you
Mm-hmm.
is how you create safety within your body and safety within yourself. That's how you build self-esteem. That's how you build confidence, right? Like all those things stem from your ability to create that safety within. Now, the kicker in all of this is that in order to build a routine, you will not feel safe in the building blocks of building your routine. Because right now, like, okay, so your brain and your nervous system and all these connected things are sense of humor. A sense of humor is the best way I can put it. Because even if you are living like the most like unhealthy, toxic lifestyle, your brain is like, this is the current pattern. So this is safe.
Yes. Good
Right?
point.
Even
Good
even if
point.
you even if you know it's the wrong thing, like, even though, like, for a while there when I was, like, super insecure and wanted to look through Sam's phone and, like, did it a couple times, and I had to, like, break that pattern, and I found nothing, it was fucking boring, but, like, I had to break that pattern and kind of, like, look within and be like, "Why am I trying to control another human being?" Weird example, but my brain would automatically go to, like, "This is what you're supposed to do. This is how you're gonna regulate yourself." So then
Yep.
you do it, and then, I mean, was there maybe took the edge off of, like, like, whatever, but weird example, but that's
No,
it,
it's a
like,
no,
just
Nina, it's an like you're hitting the main like a beautiful point, which is everyone's stuck in a routine up until they choose a new one that is regulating them, but in a really usually in unhealthy ways because we're not taught the healthy ways first,
well,
you
the and
know?
so it's either you are constantly unconscious or unconscious self-conscious. You're in conscious or unconscious routines, and I
Mhm.
still have I mean, I still reach for my phone the first thing in the morning, like,
Of
we're not perfect
course.
over here,
Yeah, it's
but
it's hard.
that's the thing is that, like, it's like you once you recognize that you're in these routines, 'cause I've said this before where, like, I used when I in order for me to build a habit of going to the gym and, like, fall in love with the benefits that it gives me to the point where, like, I can't go more than 2 days without it, not because of anything physical, or although that does help, but, like, it literally helps me, like, move energy through my body, it's regulating, it's me time, I'm listening to music or a podcast, whatever, I'm getting stronger, I'm building my confidence, like, I have all these positive effects from it. When I first got into it, I fucking hated it, right?
Yeah.
I'm literally
Yeah.
crying at the gym because I didn't wanna be there. Like, there was so much of, like, I don't wanna do the hard thing energy going on within me, but it's like, you want the abundant life, you have to be able to put yourself in the positions to do the hard thing, stay consistent with it, learn to love it, and then have, like, get away as much as you can from the instant gratification mindset. Instant gratification equals addiction. Long-term gratification is successful, fulfilling, enriched life.
Also on the going through the phone in the gym note. So those are two things like when you got in the gym and you were crying because you didn't want to be there, that was your like inner child that was like, no, like I want to go back to the system in which we just had, even though your adult, like cognitive part that's like, no, we need to move on to a new system and it'll be better for us. It's like
Mhm.
your inner child was like, no, 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 no. Like, I'm not ready for this. I don't want to change. I don't want to like disrupt. Do you know what I'm saying? So it's like,
Yeah, like,
it's
I'm
hard to
alive, so
break
this
it.
well, because your brain is stupid. Your brain's like,
Yeah.
"If I'm alive
Animal.
and living and my
Yes.
basic needs are met in this system, then therefore this system works."
Yes,
And
but
it's
that's
like
not the that's not gonna bring abundance. It's all about
right.
survival mode versus, and that's what I was talking about January and February, survival mode versus building abundance. These are the two worlds in which we can float in and out of. In the survival mode, is our default, the way in which you're kind of raised, because there's no, like,
I
it's
mean,
you're
and it's like society. It's just
everything
it's
is
the
just
human
asleep at the wheel.
experience.
Everything is
Yeah,
asleep at the wheel.
exactly. Every yeah.
So to get to wake up, I mean, it costs a lot in the beginning, but it pays way, way, way more in the end.
Yeah.
And I think, like, your examples are great because they're, I think, ones like anyone could relate to, of like these anxious thoughts that we need to calm are
Mhm.
usually solved like by, these behaviors, and those behaviors keep us stuck in that loop. So if you want to get, onto a new loop, it really does it takes some sort of shift and change, and like everyone has a different approach to this thing. Like yours could have been, okay, the first thing you ever did when you kind of decided you were going to shift this would be like you're waking up at 6 a.m. for the rest of your life, no exceptions, whatever. I don't know. I don't care what anyone does.
Yeah.
Do you know what I'm saying? Mine happened
Yeah.
to be um, like I said, I asked for help. I spent a few years there having other people regulate my nervous system. I wasn't quite brave enough or understood how to do it myself. So I went
Yeah.
into massage. I went into acupuncture. I had someone touching
Which
me,
are
poking.
all but the
Still,
thing
I'm
is
still
like
doing them. I'm still doing them. But
all great tools to connect
mm,
you with the body.
I had to go so far to try to understand how to it was intense. Like I had to go so far to even understand what it felt like to be calm again, that the
Yeah.
only way I was going to do that was kind of a more extreme measure, which was like someone physically pushing and pulling and smoothing my skin for 90 minutes, and then I would have a taste of it. I'm like, okay, this is what it could feel like. And then, my system would go back to fight or flight. And that was extreme situation, but if there's people stuck in fight or flight from a lifetime of busyness and chaos and high energy parents and overachiever. Like you don't have to have like some traumatic experience like I had to like be in that state of living. So it's like,
Mhm.
so this could apply really to anyone, but like what it did is like the more I went and did those things, the more my system kind of knew the difference. Okay, here's this world of calm. I can start feeling like when you're in those meditative states from whatever it is you're doing, if you start checking in with your body, you start like noticing. Like right now, I can like feel my feet on the floor. I can like feel my hands tingling a little bit.
Mhm.
Before that, I didn't know how to I didn't know how to stop and see and recognize that. Does that make sense? Like,
Yeah. No, yeah, yes, it absolutely makes sense. My biggest trope that I had to break was that again, your brain is stupid. Like brains are just they're always operating on old knowledge. So like if
hmm
you're like planning for the future, changing your da da da, like that's like just that in your brain that's like not safe. That's why like you need to have conversations with your brain and get to know what, whatever. Something that I always used to do was if I felt anxious, my brain would automatically assign why or start looking like my body could be anxious, could be for anything. We're women, the shit flows. Sometimes you just wake up a little ugh. Instead of going, okay, I'm feeling anxious. Let me breathe. Let me sit on it. Let me take it easy today, whatever. My brain would automatically go, who is it that's making me anxious? God bless
hmm
Sam, person in my fucking bed. All of a sudden, like I'm nitpicking at him or I'm nitpicking at work. And it created this like toxic cycle of like the anxiety was like truth and law in my head when really it was just an anxious feeling coming up that I just needed to like take a moment to connect with. I needed to take a moment to give it space to tell me what's going on.
there you go. There's the
And like
there's the listening. There's the
versus the
listening.
reacting.
And the take, you said a few things in that comment and thought is like one, the responsibility that, yeah, we can be around people with toxic fucking energy all day long. And I am not telling anyone that it is not, I just started the episode saying I'm very sensitive to that. But to then get dysregulated and blame it on the other person is irresponsible. It's not fair to them. It's not fair to yourself. Like there is so much
It is
power.
you yes, it's you just giving away your power. Like, all of a
Yes.
sudden, the
If you're
outside
sharing a
world
bed with
has
someone that's toxic, obviously, every night of your life, that is a different situation. But and
yeah,
I don't think that's what you were saying. I just think that, like,
he
Sam
was
could be
sleeping
having,
peacefully.
yeah, or he could be having a hard week. Like, it could be both things. Like, but it's your responsibility to figure out how to stay in your system and your regulation, and like asking for space, but from, work is harder to do, but your friends and your family and in life and whatever is like feels really, I think, one of the more challenging conversations like that we'll have with just in life in general. Everyone is very sensitive and takes everything really personally. To sometimes have space in a friendship, everyone's spiraling. What did I did? What did I do? Are they mad at me? Like, fuck no. Like everyone just needs to like sometimes have fucking space, because if until you are strong, like that's what I was saying. Like my therapist is calling out, I'm not quite as much work as I've done. I'm not quite strong enough to be in these situations and block and not have myself get scattered. So then after 10 interactions, I'm annoyed. I'm like annoyed at everyone. I'm annoyed at myself, and I'm not blaming anyone. I'm not like, "Oh,
Yeah.
they're complaining all the time. It's their fault that I don't feel well." No, it's my fault. It's my responsibility that I can't say no and only hang out with them 3 times instead of 10, because I feel like I'm getting better at this practice, but I'm just saying, like, you're sleeping next to someone, you're walking through the mall, you're at work every day. Like, these are all situations that are like, until you build these tools and foundations and moments in your day every single day where you are like connected to yourself, no fucking wonder we're all just lit up.
No, yeah, and it's easy to get, like, drained in those kinds of situations. The best example is me and my friend this past weekend, we went to the Georgia Aquarium because we just
Mm,
got free tickets, and so we went, and after we left, beautiful. I mean, gorgeous. We saw whale sharks, we saw belugas. I loved it.
it's actually an amazing aquarium. I know it's like one
It's
of the best
amazing.
in the world
But
actually,
we
but
walked out of there and I was like, "We need a palate cleanser." We went straight to like a nice ass bar, got some bourbon martinis. I don't know if that's bourbon drinks. We got some bourbon drinks. We had some like little cute appetizers, empty place, low light, low music. And I was like, we just need a palate cleanser. Like our
yeah.
energy was like it was too much in a
Yes.
space like that where I was like, if I were to go from like this to home, I don't want to bring those vibes home.
There you
I'm like, I need
go.
it.
That's a
And
good
we like
example, yeah.
took her dog on a walk, just like had like a little, but yes, that's exactly what you just said. Like that's what we have to do. And it's like, but that comes from years of like like being in tune with what's going on
Yes, yes, it
and
takes
like
a long
doing the
time to know what's hurtful, harmful, and helpful. Do you know what I mean? Like, these
yeah, but
things
it's
are.
and the more information you know, and the more you check in with yourself, the better this muscle gets, and then your bounce back rate, boom, and then all of a
Yes.
sudden in 1 year, you can do like, I don't know, like, it's just, like, something changed where I felt like I was stuck for years. I had a Saturn return, that's probably it, but I was, like, focusing on this, and I wanted it so bad, and I wanted it more than the old life, and the old life
Yeah.
was just fucking killing me, and if I would have gone to my deathbed with like that mindset I had and everything, knowing my potential and knowing what I could do, I was gonna lose it. So like it got to that point, and then all of a sudden I leaned in, I did the body work, I did the embodying, and then it was no Belinda, walled off, other projects that we're working on that we're not gonna talk about yet. Like things just started falling into line because even on my most stressful days, I could find my baseline. And it was
Yeah.
like a strong pulse that's always there. And it's there now if I'm dealing with abundance of like right now is an example of life, of time in life that I will look back on and go, this is the hardest you've ever worked and the least amount of money you've ever gotten.
Yeah, that's
And
right.
I like, and
A
if you would have
necessary
told
step. You can't skip it.
I'm
It's
what
like the flop area we were talking about styling, you can't skip it,
can't skip it. And that's the
or
thing is
else
like
you'll just be
if I
mm-mm.
was doing this amount of work like 3 years ago, I would not be able to like 1, hold it.
No.
To keep it
Burnout.
consistent, I wouldn't been able to yeah, I would have burned out so quickly. The mind would have been, "Oh, anxious. Oh, you're it's like, where is it all? Like, you're doing all this work." But and I'm like, "No, you don't understand is that sometimes abundance isn't gonna show up with money. It's gonna show up in your ability to put yourself in situations where you have the opportunity to regulate the nervous system and you have the opportunity to learn the new skill or adapt the new idea or try out something before, like what if the thing that you're trying out right now like is a bad idea and you got to go figure it out so that you can find the good idea. Like this is the game, this is the part of it. So where like when we do have these big sales days, I'm just like, cool, like obviously. And then if we're
Yeah,
not having good sales days, I'm like, okay, anyways,
that's right.
like it doesn't change the baseline of like
Yeah.
the rhythm of the routine
It's all
or of the
about
mindset.
it's all about not getting rocked so much. Like you're still going to get rocked in life. Like life is just hard. But the less you can be affected by those little ups and downs, goals. Fucking
Yeah.
goals.
And like it's like you be like you are if you are affected, then it's a moment of like, whew. Like I've had moments where like I'm like, oh my God, we have so much to do, blah, 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 blah,
Yeah,
blah. And then
the little wave
yeah,
of
and then
panic
I'm
and then you
like,
stop and you're like, "Okay,
okay,
this is beautiful." Okay, so my I just started it, but there's this book called No Bad Parts. And I'm just getting started. So I'll like give more about it as we come in because I think it's going to be really great. It was already kind of a lot of concept I already knew, but like looking at all of these like voices and different things as like parts of ourselves. So if like Nina's sitting there at work and we're having a bad sales day, and then there's this thought that creeps in that's like, we've kind of had a lot of bad sales day. What if they keep happening? What if blah, blah, blah? And then you start spiraling down
yeah,
this negative loop. Okay. That's one part. And it's not a bad
hmm
part of you. That part of you that's had thoughts like this on different things has kept you alive at some point in your life. Okay. What if you just let her say these things for a minute? Say, yeah, I hear why you're thinking that. Okay. Then you're going to move on to the next thing and not like be ashamed of it or be like, why am I so negative? Like, don't look at it as a bad thing. Just look at it as like a thought coming through the system, moving through you, whatever. Because I do think there's this like wanting to just like, I don't know, you sometimes say it's the rat voice or like whatever these things are that really can either like rock us too much and set us back or give too much power to it, or we try to like silence it to a point that's like,
and
it's just gonna
that's
keep coming back.
yes, the worst thing you can do is silence it. That's
Yes.
like extremes of that is like literally falling into addictions. Like
Mhm.
coming at something with extreme control is like like that's just not how things work, and
Yeah.
that can then put you in some dangerous situations.
Mhm.
Like I fully believe that.
Yeah.
But no, but to your point, like the voice came up and I just kind of let it. I was like, okay, you want a meeting with the council? Council will listen.
Yeah.
Like, just like let it talk because my approach before was to push it away and ignore it because it was like, if I listen to it, it's going to come a reality. And
That's
it's
what I'm
like,
saying. Don't do
and it,
that. No one needs to
no,
be
don't
doing
do
that.
that.
No one needs to be doing that.
Because the
But
reality is if you,
also, no, go ahead. The reality is.
I was going to say, the reality is if you don't listen to it, it's just going to come back again
Mhm.
stronger. And
Mhm.
then it'll come back to you so strong that it will then knock you out there for a couple weeks. Okay. It's
Yeah.
going to come out you strong. And if it's not going to come out you here, it's going to come in through your body. All of a sudden, like your period's missing, or you're this, or
Yep.
like you're having a chronic, like a flare up, your eczema flares up, you're this, your body is trying to tell you something. And if you don't listen to it, it's coming for you.
Mhm.
That's the best news, like, best advice or bad advice? I don't know. That's just the
No,
reality of it.
I think it is. I think it is like a beautiful learning thing to like just let these imperfections like just be a part of your life. Like I've had
Mhm.
a lot of like fear and um s- I think just looking back at my life about like wanting to be perfect, like which maybe you wouldn't expect from me because I'm not a perfectionist. I'm not like all the details need to be lined up. I need to look perfect. Like it's not an outward perfectionism. It's an inward like I can't make mistakes.
Same. I get
You
really that's, like,
know?
the one
Like
thing that will send me down a really bad spiral like, to this day, is if I let somebody I love down,
yeah,
and then they're
exactly.
if someone I love is disappointed in me, like, we're not healed in that aspect yet. That
No, me
sends
either.
me that sends me, like, into a deep hole.
Yep, and I think that's
Like,
really held
wow.
me back. It's held me back a lot in life, and I'm trying to look at it and allow myself to, like, see my actions and choices as human because I've put a lot of pressure on myself to know the right thing before, like, to make the right choices before. So I sit in a lot of these, like, it's probably why I don't want to plan things. Like, there is some psychology behind, like, this, like, resistance to move because I'm like, I want to do the right thing. I want to make the perfect choice. I want to predict the future. I want to save my future self from feeling shame and embarrassed. And does that make sense?
That's it. That's
I
it.
don't wanna deal with the reactivity I might get from someone if I make this
That's
choice.
it.
So I
Yeah.
am gonna play small. I'm gonna make the least impactful decisions for myself, for other people. Like, I'm gonna maneuver around so that I never fuck up. And then from that place, I'm not living a big life. I'm not being authentic to who I am, and I'm just not
Yeah.
being human. Like, that
And the
this
one person you hurt is yourself. Everyone and I
abso-fucking-lutely.
relate to that really hard. I'll die on the sword before I let anybody else,
Oh, absolutely. Any
and
day of
bleed
the
out
week. And
slowly.
some
Yeah.
of some of it I'm
Like, make
happy to
my day.
do. Some of it I'm
Yeah,
happy to do, and it, like, I don't know, like, I think
because there's the power there. Like, I'm
yeah,
very
and there's, like,
protective, I'm very loyal.
there's some self-worth I get from, like, being that person and the generosity and the caretaking and the nurturing. I don't know, like, I think it's also being a woman. It's, like, what we're, like, bred to be a little bit more sacrificial because when children come
Mhm.
around, like, you don't have any other choice, so I can see that, like, the lead up to that and, like, all these things, and you kind of start to invite like pets and partners and people into your life and good friends, and like that sacrificial side is coming out before children arrive. So it's in our nature, but like damn, if you have that
But our
old guilty wound and like that
oh,
perfect like not wanting to make mistakes coupled with that abandonment
but
abandonment
that's
abandonment abandonment.
dude, this is why I can't listen to, like, male, self-help coaches.
Mhm.
Not like, I think things that they're saying are great. If you need I mean, I don't know. Like, I can relate to the theories, I can have the conversation, everything, but when it comes to, like, taking advice from and embodying that, I can't do it because the whole trope of a man is to, they are inherently selfish, and then their job is to become less selfish and essentially be, like, a leader, and then when I say a leader, I mean the leader goes last. The leader
Yeah,
is the first, right? Like, that is, like, the ultimate sacrificial position, and, like, I mean, like, them going to war, like, whatever it is, but, like,
totally.
that's their trope. Our trope as women is that w we find our power in our selfishness.
Yes. Wait, this is a good point. So it is like so interesting. Like, think about a man's biology is like you're so right. Like they come out selfish as fuck. And then they get this desire to like go off to war and that will give them this sense of growth because they are putting others before themselves. Or if they build a family, like they die on the hill for the family. Like that is a real sense of
The best
growth.
father.
Yeah, growth towards an evolution. Ours is the opposite,
Yeah.
especially in the modern world with like wanting careers and our nervous systems to be healthier and like all these things. Like, think about like we come in selfless because our wiring is to be the caretaker and the giver, like literally, like I just grab my boobs. We like give life. Like our bodies can like give and feed life and think about all the taking, like that is just people taking and taking and taking from us biologically. I'm not saying that's happening to me right now, but it will happen. So we have to then go backwards, which is depending on what you want. Like, I don't know. Like, I think what we're both saying is like to be the best giver, it's probably in everyone's best interest for us to have like the best base of
Mhm. Yes.
regulation. Like, do you know what I'm saying? Because then you're
Yeah.
stronger. And then when people take, you are prepared and you're not so drained and then resenting everyone. Like, there's a lot of resentful people out there. And I think it's because they can't like marry these two things.
Yeah, and that's why the most powerful thing that we can do is say no and
Yeah.
hold the line when it comes to routine,
Hold the
even if it
line.
pisses people off.
God, does it piss people off though? There's nothing I've learned more recently in the last few years, and, like, it pisses me off too. I'm like, "Trust me, I wish I could be there. Trust me, I wish I didn't have to do this." Like, it's fucking painful, but it is literally the best thing I could do for everyone else to try
Yeah,
to
but
achieve this.
yeah, for the ones that get it, get it. There's
Yeah,
never a
that's
time where
true.
you've pushed back on a routine like
But
a
it's usually
boundary or
because
whatever.
it's because 'cause they're healing and evolving too, though.
Yeah, and sometimes that just is what it is.
Yeah.
And sometimes they need more of that.
Yeah. It's, like, all great teaching. Like, I think you've been you're a year and a half older than me, and your Saturn like, I look back and it's guys, it's the Saturn fucking return. Like, look it up. Mine started this past year, Nina's probably a year and a half ago. It's like all the same shit showing up in different ways in our life, but this like stuck energy for 2 years before you like really rip the band-aid, everything that comes down. If you don't know that much about it, look it up. Look it up, look up your birthday, look up everything about your astrological chart, watch videos on it. It is truly like this 27 to 30-year window. I think it's like the most important window of your whole life.
Yeah, it's a foundation setter.
Yeah, it's like
It
here we
feels like the
go.
beginning.
Yep. It's like here we go. Like
Yeah,
this birth, rebirth, like adulthood does not start at 22. That's a societal
agreed.
concept that when you graduate college, you're going to feel all these things. No, no, no. Just wait 5 years. You know what I mean?
I love it. I love this conversation.
I know we could go
I
all
think
day.
this is I know, I think this is something too that we keep building on,
Yeah.
because it will be a reoccurring thing. There's no level up, there's no holding the line, there's no new routine, there's no any of that without this type of vibe coming through.
Yeah.
And like I think the biggest takeaway is leave room to listen to those things that come up and don't ignore.
Yeah. Just
And
observe.
just yes, and you don't need to, like, listen and then take action. Just, like, as if
Nope.
it was, like, a friend that was, like, stressed out, like, just be a listening ear.
Yeah.
And then at the end,
You
like,
don't need to fix anything going on, I
no,
think is the key.
you can just be like, "Thank you for sharing.
Yeah.
Heard.
Hear you.
Like, I hear you, I love you, and I need you to trust me that I'm doing what's best for us." That's a regular one for me.
No, that's it. That's really it. I love so much like that we're getting to do this together. Like all of our topics, like whether it's work, creativity, I don't even know. There's so many things. This kind of nervous system-y, mentally health, body
Moon
health,
shit,
moonshit,
manifestation, intuition.
spiritual,
Yeah.
intuition, women, conversations, hormones, friendship stuff, bringing some of our friends on here, guests that we get to talk to just about their powers and their unique things. All these things like that we're getting to do this together before we're moms, before we're like really in our 30s and like in it like it's just such a gift. So I'm so grateful for you and this is like it gives me life. I learned so much about myself and like everything when we have these conversations.
I know, and I feel
Genuinely.
like it just feels very aligned.
Mhm.
And it's like the what I get from this, like, money could never touch, even though I would love it, and I
Yeah.
welcome it.
Yep.
Um,
Absolutely.
okay, well, then that's that. I hope you guys enjoyed, and we love you, and we'll catch you on the next one.
Love you guys. Thanks for joining.
Bye.
Bye.